It's a starting five with Sleepers Media. We're starting 30 minutes late because I slept through my alarm. Great start to the week. Card, how are you?
You know what? I'm not mad at it because there's some people we know that'll sleep through that alarm and not wake up until 2 p.m.
Apparently that's just college basketball media these days, or it's our generation, or it's a mix of both. I don't really know. Here's the other thing, Cart. It's the middle of the offseason. There's barely any news, so we're scraping together topics here. But the sleepers do what the sleepers do best. They come up with shit to do. We're going to go to Moneyball tomorrow, and I think we're going to vlog it and make an episode of our trip to watch Michigan State's entire roster play against guys who have full-time 9-to-5s.
Now, I'm interested to see it because I don't know, I can't speak for you, but I haven't been to Moneyball since, it hasn't been going on these past couple of years. But
Wait. You haven't been to Moneyball since there were actual NBA talents playing there? Interesting. Me either. It's been about 5 years.
Well, it's good. It's good to know that with that sleeping in, you got some good energy and some little pep to your step. Gee whiz, relax, my guy. What I was going to say is I'm interested to see what it's going to be like because it's at high school. It's not at Aim High anymore. I don't even think Aim High exists anymore. And you do make a good point. The last time I was at Moneyball, I was watching bona fide top 10 picks on a night-to-night basis. Now I might see somebody that I had lunch with last week about buying some laptops. So, still got to check out the Spartan Dogs, though.
Just a little difference between let's go see Miles Bridges and Cassius Winston versus let's go watch AJ Hoggard. Yes, we see your globe. What you wanted to show people the globe is still there. Is that what that was?
There was definitely people like, what the fuck? Where's the globe at? I just want everybody to know the globe is still well and alive.
I think your perception of what people think of the globe is far off from what people actually think of the globe. Also, why is the globe moved? What's that? We got a new little picture frame on the left there?
No, actually, my wife moved the globe, and that was definitely a text that was sent out this morning. We're just moving globes without asking me.
It's not good. All right.
I get like moving a candle or something, but moving my globe, globe.
That's not okay, Meg.
Yeah.
Take notes.
You're better than that.
All right. Let's get into it. Let's start with, I think, the biggest, really the only college basketball news. GG Jackson has decommitted from North Carolina. I had a big write-up about this in the Field of 68 daily newsletter that comes out Monday through Friday last week. It's the first decommitment in North Carolina history, supposedly. I don't know how that's accurate. That sounds like a huge pile of bullshit to me, but actual reputable people are saying it's the first decommit in 113 years of the North Carolina program. It's relevant for a couple of reasons. One, he seems to be reclassifying. He's going to end up at South Carolina. That hasn't been formally announced yet, but any recruit leaving North Carolina for South Carolina right now, kind of objectively hilarious. Two, reclassifications don't always work. Sometimes they do. Most of the time they don't. And three, North Carolina essentially chose Pete Nance over this kid. They could have left an open scholarship, had Gigi this year, and instead they said, no, thanks. We're going to go get my beloved son, Pete Nance. So, Cart, are you surprised that GG Jackson has decommitted from North Carolina?
You know what? No, not really. The one thing I did want to ask you, Greg, before we kind of move on with the GG conversation, if you were a North Carolina fan, would the fact that no one's ever decommitted from your school be something that you really hang your hat on after a program that wins titles and AC? Why is that such a big thing?
I don't think I'd hang my hat on it, but I mean, you know me, if I would use anything in my toolkit.
That is very true. That's extremely
But
true.
I don't think it's anything special. I think that's a pure stroke of luck. I don't think it's anything they've done uniquely different than anyone else.
It gives you that Penn State graphic energy, we're the third best team to ever do this since Wednesday. But in any fashion, to me, if I'm a North Carolina fan, I'm not really that upset if I'm looking for this year. From what I've seen from GG Jackson in high school and, on the circuit and everything like that, I do think he's going to be a good player. I do think it does hurt a little bit that North Carolina loses a guy like that. He's a number one recruit on some ranking websites. I don't necessarily see him as a guy who's going to come in right away and absolutely dominate college basketball and, do something like that. I think for this year only, Pete Nance will have a better effect on winning. And I'm not mad at that decision by Hubert if it was I want Pete Nance over GG Jackson, because you need to utilize the talent you have right now. Like right now, you're probably getting your last year of Caleb Love, Armando Bacot, maybe even RJ Davis if he has good enough of a year. You have small windows to capitalize. And yes, GG Jackson could contribute this year, but I think his contribution would be better, in further years in college. So I'm all for it. I look at the example of, I mentioned on a couple other podcasts, like Michigan should go all in this year because this is probably the last year you have Hunter Dickinson. Or is Hunter Dickinson going to be a senior or a junior?
He's going to be a junior, Cart.
Oh, okay. So let's not rule out you for Daddy coming back home.
Listen, if Oscar Tshiebwe and Drew Timme can return for senior years, just saying. It says something about the center spot, right?
Yeah, that's true. So you know what? I think I honestly am not mad at the move for North Carolina. I think North Carolina comes out as winners in this case. The main takeaway I take from this is GG Jackson is a player who he's always been the top 15 rankings, had some good camps, some good summers, and kind of got up to that number 1 ranking on some, ranking services. This is a kid who has aspirations to play in the NBA. He's mentioned that. He put that in the note where he decommitted. And he's getting sensitive because a couple fans are mean to him because they decommitted from his school. Yeah.
He belonged at North Carolina after I saw the sensitiveness.
Oh, are you calling the Tar Heels sensitive, Gregory?
Yes, 100%. They are the social media darling team of college basketball. Their egos write checks that their bodies can't cash. It was a miraculous run to the national championship last season. I've gone on record. I'm calling them the Star Heels because they have a lot of star power. I'm also going on record and saying I think North Carolina is going to flame out in spectacular fashion this year. And that's despite my love for Pete Nance, Cart.
They got Pete.
I love hearing you talk about Pete and how he's better than the number 1 recruit in the country. That's great. That warms my heart. Pete's the best player on North Carolina, in my opinion. This is a team who lost to Pitt that was like inches away from missing the NCAA tournament. And all of a sudden, a month later, everything flipped and they're supposed to be the best team in the country. Like they're getting mad. The fans are getting mad that we ranked their backcourt 2nd best in the country. Like we've slighted them somehow. We're about to do front court rankings this week and it's the same shit. They're going to be mad that we ranked them 2nd in the country instead of 1st. It's nonsensical. There's a big element of like, who do you really think you are here for me? Like Armando Bacot's Twitter fingers are louder than anybody else's Twitter fingers. Caleb Love's just like tweeting shit that makes no sense, like philosophical shit that has 0 roots in reality. And then Pete Nance, I'm still waiting for him. As soon as he gets his ear pierced and starts flexing on the gram, that's when we know the team's screwed. Pete's the only thing holding them back and tying them into reality. GG should have been at North Carolina. I don't think this is a good thing for North Carolina. If you want to frame it as a good thing just for this season that they have Pete Nance instead of him, that's fair. And I think it's true. But back to my point, I don't think North Carolina is going to like win a national title this year. I don't think they're going to make a Final Four this year. So like, would you rather go all in on a year when I'm not convinced you are all that versus have the number 1 recruit a year later and build some momentum with that team? I would probably take the number 1 recruit. Honestly, I think like, I guess Pete Nance does move the needle, but like they could have won a national title without Pete Nance. They were already going to be really good on paper. So like, if you don't win this year now, you just lost the best recruit in the country. That's
I feel like you can go out in the next classes and get a better player than GG Jackson. I honestly don't really think like GG Jackson's like number 1 recruit stamped. He's the guy. He's that guy. He's bona fide NBA player. Like, I don't know. I personally haven't seen that. I think he's extremely skilled. I think he's extremely good. I mean, he is a top recruit in the country. You can't shame him for that. But it's not a guy who is just, to me, is like surefire, can't miss, going to just come in one and done. He's just taking a stop on the way to the NBA. I don't see him as that player.
I don't think I do either, but his name's GG.
That's why I don't see him as that. That's childish.
Really? Okay. I'd see childish. Big fan of GG. I told the story on Spotify Live, but I coached a kid named GG who like never had a ride to or from games. We had a tournament in the morning. like an hour away from home. And then I get a call from his mom at midnight that night. I've never met his mom before at this point. I've coached him for like a month. His mom's like, "Where's Gigi?" I'm like, "I don't know." Like the other kid said he was riding home with them. She's like, "He never made it home." I'm freaking out that I'm like, I ruined this kid's life somehow. Come to find out, a different AAU coach had poached him, had recruited him to go play a tournament across the border in Ohio that night. And he told no one. He just went and hooped.
That's elite.
And he went for like 35 and 14 as an 8th grader for me in the morning, and then just went and did the same thing for a new team in Ohio. So shout out to Gigi, wherever you are. Shout out to this Gigi, because Gigi's a killer name, but yeah, it remains to be seen. And the reclassification shit, Cart. Aunt Wright had a big theory that like this never works for guards. Maybe it works for traditional bigs, wings kind of in the middle. I don't know that I buy into that, because I looked into some of the numbers of it. Like Anthony Edwards and Kira Lewis reclassified and were great. So I don't think it's just like guards can't reclassify, but I do think like 90% of players that reclassify end up flaming out.
Right. And also reclassification wise, he's in a great situation to flame out. South Carolina is going to stink.
Yeah.
Like really badly.
I can't believe he's at South. That's just crazy. Like
that
we make jokes about certain Big Ten programs who haven't had a run in March. South Carolina has one trip to the second weekend since 1973.
What's that like compared to Illinois?
No comment. Let's move on. Let's move back to my team, the Michigan Wolverines. You asked for this. You wanted Michigan on the agenda today, Cart. What's up with that?
Well, because I saw that Michigan social media posted a picture of Kobe Buffkin looking like he moved on from the 15-pound dumbbells to the 17.5-pound dumbbells. And I feel like that would excite you. And they posted pictures of Doug McDaniel looking, all 5, 6 of him, and had sweet jerseys on. So I wanted to give you a chance. And your boy Yo-Yo has been doing his thing in FIBA. So I wanted to give you a chance to, you are still a Michigan fan. I feel like people sometimes forget that. It gets lost in the shuffle a little bit. So I want to give you a little chance to, talk your stuff.
So let me address the 3 things you just brought up. And then can we get into like just Michigan player excitement index, maybe? Is that a way we can do this? Okay. So Kobe Buffkin, first of all, make sure you add the second F in Kobe Buffkin now. Okay. He's been in the gym. He's been in Camp Sanderson.
Camp
Sanderson doing his thing, just producing NBA wings like you've been doing for a decade now. Some programs know about that. Some programs don't. We'll leave it at that. Kobe Buffkin. I'm slowing down the hype train on Kobe Buffkin.
Wow. I thought you were
last year I was screaming it. I was waving the flag. I was team Kobe. This guy's a superstar. This year, I'm slowing down the hype train on Kobe. He'll be a superstar when he's good and ready, Cart. And he will be a star at some point. May not be this year. He may not want it to be this year. Maybe we're going to wait another year. Maybe we'll wait 4 years, Cart. I don't know.
Will it be at Michigan?
Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I sure hope so, Cart. I believe in Kobe Buffkin. I also believe Michigan has 4 wings capable of playing minutes if Kobe Buffkin wants to be a deer in the headlights and smoke open layups. So we'll see. That sounded like a little bitter Michigan State Max Christie type resentment there. I don't have resentment to Kobe Buffkin. He's in the gym working. He showed flashes, but let's not understate how horrible he was last season. And I don't want to be wrong twice. Okay. I am wrong once. I am not wrong twice.
It's good to see you slow the hype train down, because I remember this time last year, Kobe Buffkin played in an all-star game in Arizona and he looked generational. And after the game, he won MVP and he threw on a pair of buffs. And I don't know if I've ever seen Greg happier.
I mean, everything about Kobe Buffkin is like manufactured in a lab for me to love, except for when you watch him play Division I basketball. So I'm hoping that
and that's the most important part.
He also, like, in his defense, Cart, he was 17 last year, I believe, like for a stretch of the season, just turned 18. Like, he's talking about reclassifying. The kid's young. So I do think, like, if there's the game's going to slow down for somebody, guy, it is Kobe. I think that could happen. I caution people like writing him in for 32 minutes and being like, he's our 2 guard. Like, he has a really long way to go to get there, but he looks the part. So, and good to see he has some muscle definition now. Proud of you, Kobe. I see you working. Let's move on. Who was number 2? Doug McDaniel. Talk about a guy I'm not worried about. Doug McDaniel, Card. First of all, his name is Doug McDaniel with no O in the Doug. I'm talking D-U-G, Doug. Like, if we want to already go Dougie McBuckets with him, we could. I haven't seen many people go there. I'm tempted to. I got to see him hoop a little bit. But talk about the jokes on his height. That's fine. I believe he was listed at 6 feet. Or 5'11" on the latest number.
He wishes.
You know how like the quote unquote Spartan dog, the dog in him, Cart, you got the chart where it's like talent on the y-axis and then dog in him on the x-axis. I have no idea what Doug McDaniel's talent is. I know what his dog in him meter is through the roof. Okay. The guy's a winner. The guy's tenacious. He's like Tyler Ulis if Tyler Ulis had rabies. I'm excited. Okay. He's a killer. And more importantly, you know how big I am with the eye test. And I don't mean the eye test of how you play basketball. I mean, like, I can look at a headshot of you eye test and tell you whether you're a hooper. This kid is the highest ranked Greg Waddell eye test Michigan player in program history. In program history.
Oh my God. Greg.
Program history. Look at him. Look at him. He's wearing number 0.
He's short.
He's got the braids.
He's
wearing an arm sleeve already. And he looks the part. I'm telling you, he looks the part. I don't care that he's short. I don't care that he's short. I don't care. I think, Cart, without seeing this guy play at all, I'm going to say it. This could be Michigan's starting point guard this year.
Yeah. Maybe this was a mistake giving you this platform.
I'm just saying. I'm also down on Jalen Llewellyn, who's wearing Trey Burke's number. Like, that's not the biggest insult I've ever seen. God.
Well, why don't you guys retire it?
Michigan's weird about retiring numbers. It's a classic ego Michigan thing.
Is it an admissions thing?
It could go that route too. Okay, so somewhere between the scale of how excited I am for Kobe Buffkin and Doug McDaniel is where I am with Yo-Yo. Who is killing. He just led both teams in scoring. He was the high scorer in their most recent game in FIBA off the bench. He's playing like only 15 minutes a game, but he's scoring double digits, like a lot off residual shit. Like he is making like a 3 or 2 a game, and then he's getting to the rim. He's just doing things smoothly. You can watch the film on it. There are people that are filming and posting these games. I have a really hard time thinking that Kyatt is not Michigan's best wing next year, though. And I think like Dylan from Hoops is kind of trying to slow play that. I'm not. Again, this is kind of shots at Kobe Buffkin and Terrence Williams, but like I'm way more confident that Yusuf Kyatt can play 30 minutes in the Big Ten next year than I am those guys.
Ooh, that's an interesting take because I think I put Terrence Williams at 1 for that.
Well, Terrence Williams can play the minutes, but will they be good minutes? You know what I mean? Like, we know Terrence Williams is a minutes eater.
I think he's the most ready to play those minutes.
I think he thinks he's the most ready. And I think Jawan thinks he's most ready. He's probably going to play the minutes, but like, yeah. I don't know if they're going to be good minutes is the point. Like Terrence Williams is a guy who can play 35 minutes for you, won't kill you, but you're not a great team if Terrence Williams is like one of your key pieces. And I don't know, like they need somebody on that wing who's like the guy, and it could be Jet Howard. I think it might be Kyatt. I really do. I think he's probably like, if you put Kobe Buffkin or Jet or Terrence Williams or Joey Baker, God forbid, in this FIBA event, none of them are doing what Yusuf's doing.
I disagree with that comment.
You're still down on Lebanese basketball.
No, it's not. That's not why I'm down on it. I just think that Terrence Williams is a player that has actually like shown that he could play meaningful minutes in Big Ten basketball and impact winning. And I haven't seen that from the other guys yet. I think they have the ability to do so, especially with Yusuf, because from what I see in these clips and these games that I, have come across my timeline, I see the stuff that he's doing for his team fitting into what he needs to do for Michigan. Like, I don't necessarily see him as a guy who needs to really create for himself. I think he just needs to be able to do simple things, knock down some shots, and maybe get on transition or just, simple stuff, get to the rim. I don't really think he needs to necessarily take over games or lead Michigan in scoring or anything like that. Also, I'm completely down on the nickname. Like, when's the last time you seen someone with a yo-yo?
Fair point, but also, like, I mean, what other options do you have? Is a guy named Yusuf? No offense, but like, are we on like YouTube?
I don't know. There could have been better planning there.
I like yo-yo. I think it's good.
Do you have a yo-yo?
Oh, well, now I do. Yusuf, it's my yo-yo. I have him. He's mine.
I almost launched my computer.
Hunter Dickinson also stayed for the spring term to do Camp Sanderson cart. Just want to throw that out there. Our star.
I can't wait for Camp Sanderson Black Magic to come out. They just been juicing players these all couple years. Like, everyone thinks Camp Sanderson is just a grind. It's just a bunch of PEDs.
You're just jealous, man. I mean, it is what it is. Like, if we could have put you and I in Camp Sanderson years ago, we are probably a much more successful podcast.
I don't really know about that.
What'd you say? You said it's about the eye test in the podcast game too, right? That is TikTok true. Numbers up.
That is true. Camp Sanderson would do us good. They got a podcasting like summer program that we can enter. Let's do it.
So, final excitement index rankings for Michigan players for me. Officially 1A, Doug McDaniel. 1B, Hunter Dickinson. 2, Yusuf Kayet. 3, Jett Howard. 4, I don't really like anybody else. I'm going to stop there. 4, I guess, is Kobe. And then, like, I don't want to start ranking Jalen Llewellyn yet. I'm mad at him.
I really like Jalen Llewellyn.
I don't see it. The latest thing I saw, they went mini golfing, and the whole time Jalen Llewellyn just kept saying very close to the camera, "It's just not my day, I guess." I'm not a fan. I don't like anything about him. Take that Trey Burke 3 off your back, Jalen. Earn something for once. Jesus. All right, let's move on to a pair of twins. I'm very excited to talk about the newest pair of twins in basketball. It's the Thompson brothers. Cart. I'm going to botch the pronunciation. I've heard multiple different ways to pronounce it. I looked it up. I even texted a couple people. I'm still going to botch it. I'm going with Amen and Ausar Thompson.
I think that's correct.
I don't think it's Amen. I think it's like Amen or Amen, but like, if your name is spelled Amen, like, I have to call you Amen Thompson. That's just one of the coolest names there is. These kids are awesome. And I didn't realize that. I'd seen the highlight reels, but I hadn't really watched them in live action before. And then for the tournament, Overtime Elite was playing against the Creighton alumni team at a stacked gym of Creighton fans. And they really did some things. There's a couple clips that went viral. Massive 2-hand block off the backboard, like an offensive rebound, super athletic putback. These kids, for all intents and purposes, like, were the go-to guys on Overtime Elite's team at 18 years old, and they held their own in this game. I hear a lot of talk about this draft class being like super strong. And from the outside looking in, I felt like the top of this draft class isn't the strongest. Like, the Thompson brothers are both mocked in the top 5 right now in this class. But after watching them in live action, I'm starting to think like, oh shit, maybe it is. Cause like Keontae George is like mocked 12th in mock drafts right now. And that kid's a murderer. So I don't know what to make of this. Do you like Amen and Ausar though? The Thompsons.
So I do like twins. Like, as far as twins in basketball, these are right now the GOATs. Like, and this goes for past twins. This goes for the Robinson twins. This goes for the Sweeney twins. This goes for twins and all of, like, they both are fire, but Amen's the one. Like, he's the one right now. You could make an argument. I mean, the top 3 of the draft is so strong. Like, you have Wemby, Scoot Henderson, and then I think it's Amen Thompson. It's the third one. But I think you could make an argument that you could take Amen above Scoot. Like, I think he's the one for real. Like, I see like 6, 7. Oh, this is gonna be bad, but I don't care. Fuck it. He's like a 6'7", like John Morant type player. No bullshit. I swear he is. He is. He has the vision. the athleticism. He cannot. I'm telling you, the jumper's coming along.
He's not special. A 6'7" Ja Morant.
He's special, Greg. I promise you.
If he's a 6'7" Ja Morant, you better go first in the draft.
Well, he can't because there's a 7-foot Durant or a 7'2" Durant.
Look, Wemby is special. What do you make of the people that are like Wemby is everything Chet is, but better right now? Do you agree with that?
That's not he. No.
You're Chet's biggest guy, but I see the hurt in your eyes.
I've been forced to choose sides.
I see the hurt in your eyes with this.
And Wemby's escargot Chet.
So Wemby's worse than Chet.
Wemby is worse than Chet. Wemby's not worse than Chet. Wemby's not good as Chet.
Wemby is much better than Chet.
No, he's not.
Wemby is much better than Chet.
Shake is different when you're not under that Eiffel Tower. Pause.
You have such a bias against international prospects.
Do you? No, it ain't international. It's French ones. Tony Parker's been carrying those guys.
Okay, you're right. Oui.
Killian Hayes is on our team.
This is the Killian Hayes agenda. Did you see Killian's new Puma ad this week?
It's not just Killian either. You don't say Kuz French, right?
I did know that as well. Okay, a little bit of Pistons resentment right now. So you don't want Wemby on the Pistons then?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I can't with you. I'm all in on the Thompson twins. I love them. They're not the best twins in basketball history, like you're saying they are, though. And Amen's not the best player in this draft class.
I didn't say he's the best. And who are better twins?
Brooke and Robin.
No.
Brooke and Robin Lopez are the GOAT basketball twins. And also, honestly, if you want to talk about just like college playing twins or like this type of like going to the draft soon twins, Chris and Keegan Murray are better twins than the Thompson brothers.
No.
Neither one of the Thompson brothers will be what Keegan is.
Yes. Amen will be better than Keegan.
No, he won't.
Yes, he will.
No, he won't. Clip that.
Yeah, clip it. He 100% will.
Nah, don't run away from our Keegan flag, man. Wait, this is the time to be taking victory lap.
I love Keegan, but Amen's the one.
Amen's not the one. He looked like he looks great. Calling him a 6'7" Ja right now is one of the worst things you've ever said. You know how special is Ja with the feel and like the passing in the half court?
Yeah.
Amen doesn't have that.
I think Amen does have that.
He might have that in the future. He doesn't have that right now.
I think he's projecting to have that.
Isn't he averaging like 10, 3, and 3 in overtime elite?
It's a good comp.
Come on. Okay, let's go from one semi-serious basketball summer league to another semi-serious summer basketball league. The Drew League. The best player in the world? Well, he's not the best player in the world anymore. You have to admit that as well. LeBron James took his talents to Drew League over the weekend, Cart. First, is LeBron the best player in the world?
No.
Is he top 5?
Yes.
Okay, good to know. I know you're big Bron guy. He is the best player ever in your eyes, right?
He's.
Oh my goodness, this has changed.
Nah, he's 1B.
What changed? The last couple of years, the flaming out has changed?
No, he's just 1B. He's 1B.
No, you think you know a guy. You podcast with a guy for 3 years, and you think you know where somebody stands on the most critical, fundamental issue in basketball debates, and all of a sudden he's 1B?
It's still 1.
Something changed. What changed? Is it the multiple straight playoff flameouts?
The last 2 years that's been tough.
Wow. Okay. I actually applaud you for this because he was my 1B as well. And then now he doesn't have a 1 next to him anymore. After
is he 2?
He's 2. But yeah, I mean, you can't let Steph Curry match you in rings in your prime and be 1. You just can't do it. Look, if Michael Jordan let John Stockton match him in rings, he wouldn't be 1. It just is what it is. You got to dominate your era. And Bron kind of left the door open on not doing that. Anyways, Bron went to the Drew League. And in the era where a lot of guys are not playing hoop and kind of shutting everything down and demanding trades, LeBron James is hooping in the Drew League. And what do you have? You have 40 and a 2-point win against guys with 9 to 5s.
All right, first of all, I want to point this out. The guys he's playing in the Drew League were not guys with 9 to 5s.
Well, they have 9-to-5s.
No, they're actual hoopers.
I mean, some have 9-to-5s.
Yeah, maybe one, but most of them are hoopers.
They're all professional hoopers?
They really don't let 9-to-5 guys hoop in the Drew League. Like, you got to be like, you hooped in college, like you are hooping in college, you're a current overseas professional. I mean, it's not like
I don't know about that.
It's not like the come play Detroit League. Like, I could not go sign up to play in the Drew League right now.
I don't know about that because Tate Frazier and the Ringer had a team in the Drew League a couple years ago.
Well, but also, like, did he actually play on that team?
Yeah.
And who else was on the team?
A bunch of other dudes that work at the Ringer, a bunch of other Tate Frazier.
Oh, actually? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
like there's the actual like, I think you can play in the Drew League just with a full-time job and be a basketball player on the side. I think some of the people in this game are that.
Oh, that is, man, talk about wanting to get some cardio in and having to line up against DeRozan and LeBron. I think the funniest part about this whole thing is that Kyrie was supposed to play and then didn't show.
I mean, that just classic Kyrie Irving. What more do we need?
That's hilarious.
The funniest part for me was Stanley Johnson putting DeMar DeRozan in a straitjacket for
Stanley Johnson.
Minutes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Stanley Johnson played.
Are you talking about that clip where DeMar DeRozan was chirping with that guy?
I thought Stanley Johnson played in the game.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't Stanley Johnson, but we'll confirm that. It's okay.
Let me do some live source.
Okay. Here. But while you're doing that, I'll give my take on this. It's fire. Let's not overanalyze it. I saw Skip Bayless tweeted that LeBron was 2 for 13 from 3 in the Drew League. Like, good Lord. I pray to be as shameless as you are, but that might be even a little much for me, even when I'm trying to make my agenda. But it's dope that he did it. Like, the best player, one of the top 5 players of all time played in the Drew League. Doesn't matter what happens. It's dope. They packed it out. It was fire. That's the end of it.
Yeah, I think there's levels to, like, being an icon and, like, having moments. You know, I'm a big moment guy. And, like, I think 20 years from now, like, oh, that one time LeBron played in the Drew League is something that we will now have pictures and video evidence of, and people will go back to. And that matters. That's very cool. I don't think there's many guys in the league that, like, would have that type of gravity to going and playing in the Drew League. Maybe Curry.
Would Shaedon Sharpe play in the Drew League?
No, Shaedon Sharpe won't play anywhere. Shaedon Sharpe does not enjoy basketball at all. We might never see Shaedon Sharpe play basketball again. Also, this was Stanley Johnson. Like, Stanley Johnson clamped DeMar DeRozan.
Can you send the clip to me?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's Stanley Johnson. That was my favorite part of the week by far.
Former Piston, Ron Stopper.
I still don't fully get why Stanley didn't work out in the league, to be honest.
He's with the Lakers now.
Yeah, but, like, is he really with the Lakers now?
Sheesh.
You know? Yeah, that's Stanley. He had him in a straitjacket.
All right.
Final topic, another NBA topic. Donovan Mitchell, heavily rumored to go to the New York Knicks. Hasn't happened yet. There's been a big debate on some of our Spotify live rooms that I think we're going to talk more about this week, which you should attend, by the way. If you're listening to this and you like us, we do live shows 3 times a week for an hour every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, around lunchtime, somewhere between like 11 and 1. But we tweet out the links, and you can jump in the conversation. You can talk with us, or you can just listen, ask questions in the comments. And we do that 3 times a week. Check it out, Spotify Live. Anyways, Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks is the rumor. Hasn't happened. People are asking, would you give RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell? I have a very clear answer on that, and it's the opposite of what Knicks fans think. What would you do? Would you trade RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell?
I would drive RJ Barrett to Utah.
That's where I'm at.
On a bike.
That's where I'm at. Like,
in an actual bike too, not like an electric one. Like, I would actually pedal.
You put the work in.
Yeah, I would pedal to Salt Lake City and drop RJ Barrett off. Like, I get where people come with the Donovan Mitchell hate, that he's undersized, he doesn't play defense, and he's high volume. But, like, I just don't get why, like, we're ignoring a guy that is at like 23 years old, or 2 years ago was putting up 50 balls in the playoffs.
Yeah,
it's RJ Barrett.
So I have to evaluate this in the only way I know how, which is to individually separate these two guys. And let's be serious about like what we've seen from these two guys in the league so far. Because I think the biggest thing with NBA, Cart, is that I think every fan of their team overvalues everything on their team. I think that's across the board. I think that's just like the way NBA interpretation works. And I think it's insanity because Donovan Mitchell is better than RJ Barrett right now. Donovan Mitchell will be better than RJ Barrett will be. I think Donovan Mitchell right now might be better than RJ Barrett ever will be. And that sounds a little crazy to say. But like, again, Donovan Mitchell is not far removed from multiple different playoff appearances in which he's going for 40 regularly. I think his career playoff numbers are something like 28, 6 and 4 at the age that he is now. And I get like the West has been kind of open in some of these runs. Utah was very good, particularly the one season that they were the 1 seed and they lost, I believe, to the Clippers. Like,
had injuries that year though, but
I don't blame Donovan Mitchell. Like, I think that if we're being honest about Donovan Mitchell too, I don't know Donovan Mitchell is ever like a number 1 option on a championship team, but he damn sure could be a number 2 option on an NBA title team. And RJ Barrett to me is like a good third piece on a good team, maybe not even a title team. Like, and I know his numbers are improving. And I know he's young. I really liked RJ Barrett in college. I think he averaged like 25 and 3 last year, 20 comma, and then 5 and then 3. But I think that's closer to his ceiling. I don't think that's like a growth trajectory where next year he's going to make another jump up to like 27 points or something like that. Like, to me, RJ last year was put in a role he probably might not have for his career again, unless the Knicks just decide not to add Donovan Mitchell. But like, we saw what RJ Barrett as like, you can be our go-to guy if you want to be our go-to guy was. It was 20 points and 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Like, that to me, like Karis LeVert did that in the league one year. And then like he got moved to a team where he's no longer the best player on the team and that stopped and he got hurt. Like, I think it's way more likely we look back, we're like, damn, RJ Barrett averaged that at one point than it is like, this is the beginning of 10 years of that for RJ Barrett.
Right. And that's where I don't want to kind of get lost in this conversation is me like shitting on RJ Barrett. I like you think RJ Barrett is a good player. I think RJ Barrett right now is a good NBA player. Like, the stats speak for it. He's also good defensively, which people don't, sometimes forget to mention. I get that. I know Knicks fans bring that up. But the fact of the matter is RJ Barrett is like, I'm with you. He's never going to be what Donovan Mitchell is right now. And also Donovan Mitchell can get better too, by the way. Like, people talk about RJ Barrett getting better. Yeah, that's right. But Donovan Mitchell can also get better too.
Yeah. I think Donovan Mitchell's far away from what he could be. Also, did you hear the whole like Donovan Mitchell wouldn't demand a trade thing because he felt he didn't do his job? I loved that.
I didn't see that.
It was reported that he would not, like, in conversation with Utah when Rudy said, I officially want out, Donovan Mitchell refused to ask for a trade because he felt that he let everybody down and wasn't good enough to ask for a trade. I love that.
I don't.
You don't like that.
No, get out. If you want to get out, get out.
Yeah, you're run from the grind.
Yeah, run, please. Oh my God, I'm so sick of people trying to grind it out.
But like, what does this do for the Knicks though? Let's say if they got Donovan Mitchell and kept RJ Barrett, are they anywhere in the East that matters? Like, they're still not the favorite in the East.
No, they're not the favorite, but they're like not missing they're like right now they're fighting for playing. Yeah, they get Donovan Mitchell, they'll be firmly in the playoffs.
If they hadn't thrown a bag at Jalen Brunson, I'd like them better, to be honest.
Yeah, that's very like that's I don't know. When people like do those moves, like what are they? I don't understand. Like, it's Jalen Brunson, right? Like, am I missing something here? Like, why is Jalen Brunson making $28.5 million a year?
Yeah, I don't know. He's a quote unquote winner, intangibles guy, but I don't know. To me, Donovan Mitchell is like a top 20 guy in the league though. And that might sound a little crazy, but like, as far as like chips I would want or assets I would want, I think Donovan Mitchell's top 20 for me. Like, You get that guy. He can be the face of your team. And as long as you don't blow everything up around him and shit yourself, like your team's good with Donovan Mitchell.
Yes.
There's not many guys in the league who can go for 40 in playoff games like that.
Yeah, true. That's the funniest part to me for Knicks fans is like, oh, Jalen Brunson, hell yeah, give him what he wants. He wants $30 million, yes. Wait, you guys want RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell? Hell no, that's way too much. Like, all right, enjoy your franchise, enjoy being a Knicks fan, enjoy other NBA players consistently coming off and dropping 50 balls on your ass against you, and then having rumors that player might play for you, and then having that player never play for you, and then ending up with Jalen Brunson. That sounds like purgatory. Could not be my franchise.
Who makes an NBA Finals first, the Detroit Pistons or the New York Knicks?
The Pistons, easily.
How many years away?
No question, easily.
How many years away?
From the Pistons making the finals?
Yeah.
Four years.
4 years from a finals?
Second contract, Cade. Last year contract for Ivy, Duran. A couple draft picks in there.
Are they getting like a big free agent splash in order to do that?
Maybe.
Okay. Wow. 4 years, man.
When
I
did
can
you
only,
think? When
I
did
can
you
only
think?
dream. I would say like 7 or 8.
So, round up.
I mean, I can only dream.
Well, 4 might be a little ambitious, but we'll make it before the Knicks. I'll guarantee that.
Do you think the Pistons make a finals before you and I have a falling out and the Sleepers podcast ceases to exist?
No, because we're really on edge. I feel like every day there's something.
Well, I saw Desus and Mero had a falling out and they're gone. So like, I feel like it's not a great time for podcasting duos.
But like, what would we have a falling out about?
It's a great question.
Comment down below what you think our falling out would be. Well, if the Sleepers ended, what would you think it'd be? Comment below. We'll pin the best comment.
It'd probably be me being petty about something, if we're being honest.
You do that all the time.
It's true. You kind of love me for it, so maybe it won't.
Yeah, I just deal with it. I embrace it.
Stay tuned for our Moneyball vlog. That should be coming hopefully Wednesday or Thursday of this week. We're going to the games on Tuesday. If you're in East Lansing, you want to catch Moneyball and maybe get a drink after, let us know. Illinois, if you guys could do something, that'd be great. We'd love to talk about y'all. Trust me. Yeah, I saw someone in the comments like, oh, you're doing clickbait because I put Jeremy Fears in the Illinois jersey. Hell yeah, I'm doing clickbait. Have you seen the numbers we do when Illinois is involved? Man, like we can monetize this shit now. That's because of y'all. Thank you. I love you. But Daddy Brad ain't doing shit right now.
Every day, guys.
Daddy Brad's on his Tom Izzo right now. Ain't shit happening.
All right.
Ain't shit happening.
All right.
So let's let something happen, and then we'll talk about you again. Cart, I'll see you tomorrow, my friend.
Sir, Sleepers out.